I thought this was united.
Absolutely. But you were practical.
Yeah. And then you gave 90 days.
Sure, sure. I have to.
But not a year.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Prosecutor argued we could never agree to it. But then
Yeah.
But he
Kind of
was,
is. I mean, I think we've accepted some of the things for a long
I think
time.
he's done this for it. And he didn't want to.
I don't know, specific issue you have. I think
He's there
every
every day.
city.
We're in that bridge.
Right, and he didn't want to say I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So when it's a judge.
You would think. You wouldn't, I think you'd have to.
All rise. The 14A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now in session. All those having business for the court draw near. The Honorable Judge J. Cedric Simpson preside.
You may be seated. Do I have a public defender in? Oh, Ms. Pyrenees in Zoom. That's correct. Okay. Mr. Reiser, could I have the waiver, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Reiser, I mean, the people would waive any potential conflict that this court might have with the Washington County Public Defender's Office. The prosecutor's office does not believe that there is a conflict between this honorable court and the Public Defender's Office, but in abundance of caution, we would waive any potential conflict that would exist.
All right. Perfect timing. Ms. Page.
Morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of the Public Defender's Office. Likewise, Your Honor, our office does not believe a conflict exists between this honorable court and our office, but if one were to arise, we would therefore waive such conflict.
In the court, for its part, also does not believe there's a conflict either in the Michigan court rules or the cases cited thereafter. To the extent a conflict does exist, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matter. Do I have this individual out? Oh, they're in MDOC. Court does call the case of the people versus Jenny Liu.
Mr. Reiser, on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Assistant Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Miss Liu. Miss Liu, please state your name for the record.
Jenny Liu.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
So, Your Honor, the mitigation report has been completed and has been sent to the people. So we are asking for an adjournment for plea negotiations, and hopefully we can get this case resolved.
All right. Court will adjourn this matter to.
March 19th or April 2nd.
Why don't we just do April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Liu.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the people versus Albert Vega.
Mr. Reiser, on behalf of the people.
Morning, Your Honor. Dan Garrett on behalf of Albert Vega stepping forward. Albert, can you state your name to the judge, please?
Albert Vega.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, for arraignment purposes, we will waive reading and stand mute, please.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, the court will enter not guilty. Yes, sir.
However, for pretrial, I believe there is a resolution on the matter.
All right. And what is that?
Your Honor, it is my understanding that the defendant has agreed to plead as charged in count one, which is the counts are in the alternative. It's plead as charged to count one, and that will be under the prosecutor's office deferred program.
Okay.
Complete restitution will be made at the time of sentencing. We are trying to determine the precise amount at this juncture, but my understanding from talking to Mr. Barron is that his client can make the restitution at the time.
He can, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. So plea to count one, dismiss count two, prosecutors deferred restitution at time of sentencing.
That's it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Have him sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Albert Vega.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of malicious destruction of personal property, 200 to 1,000. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. Fine could be increased if the value of the property destroyed. If that is greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You signed an advice of rights form today?
Yes.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Please look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your rights to appeal of right?
You get your right to appeal on this.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, Your Honor.
of your own free will
Yes, Your Honor.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
July 16, 2024, at the location of State Textile Road, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, What did you do on that day involving the property of a Brianna Atwell that makes you think that you're guilty?
I got in a road rage incident and hit her car with a wrench.
Okay. And you had no interest or property interest in that vehicle that you had?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And I'm assuming, and this sounds crazy, sounds sort of self-evident, but you did that on purpose.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Well, was the damage to the property in excess of $200?
I believe so.
All right. Would you stipulate that the damage was in excess of two?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, now have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count one. Count two is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be April 9th, 2020, 9 a.m. As to bond in this case, I would set the defendant's bond at a personal recognizance $5,000 bond. I'm going to order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior, no possession of any weapons. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
No possession of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. And you are not to have any contact with Brianna Atwell. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Very good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Stop down at probation on your way out.
We will do that, Your Honor.
All right. Court calls the case of the People versus Douglas Hurd.
Ready, Judge.
Patricia Reiser,
Hello, Your Honor. Murray Duncan, appearing on behalf of the defendant Douglas Hurd. Am I right?
Your name, sir?
Douglas William Hurd Jr.
Thank you.
Judge, we're asking for an adjournment. He had two citations given at the same time, a civil infraction, which I'm handling with Judge Barr, and I'm handling the misdemeanor with Your Honor. So we're trying to go back and forth.
We're efficient in that way. Go ahead. What?
So that's why I'm asking for an adjournment, so I can try to have it wrapped up.
Okay. So do you have a hearing before Judge Barr?
I have a hearing coming up with Judge Barr, and I have a different prosecutor on that case, so I'm going to work through that prosecutor and see if I can resolve both these cases.
Make things as easy as we can. When I hit
The 19th, Judge.
19th,
yeah.
All right. During the matter to March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Court calls case, People versus Cedric Blair.
Reiser on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Blair, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
I don't have it.
So, Your Honor, I do not have an explanation for Mr. Blair's failure to appear. There was a resolution in place, and we did have a discussion over the phone yesterday. For the record, I'd respectfully request an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set at $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege on that. There having been a previous warrant, this warrant will issue immediately.
Your Honor.
Court does call the case of the People versus Dave Loss.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf. I'm sorry. I'm jumping.
No, it's okay. I got both of you.
Oh, okay. On behalf of Mr. Bloss, I'm sorry if I interrupted you, Ms. Reiser. Obviously, everything's weird today for me. Mr. Bloss contacted me today that he will not be present. I know that there is a pending warrant on this case already. I advised him to turn himself into the jail, Your Honor, on that warrant. But that's all the information I have for the court.
All right. What did I set his bond at on that warrant? Is it no bond? It's no bond. Okay. All right. We'll leave the current bench warrant outstanding. All right, thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Kyle Burmeister.
Commissioner Rice, on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Burmeister, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Yes, Kyle Burmeister.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting a brief adjournment to further discuss this matter with both the people and my client.
Matter will be adjourned March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Or as your invite indicates. All right, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Your Honor.
sir.
Court does call the case of the people versus Billy Cobb Gully.
Commissioner Rice, on behalf
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Mr. Bob Gully, who is not present, Your Honor, but I do have an explanation. Last night, he was petitioned by his mother in CMH to be admitted to U of M psych. So, and I did speak to his mother this morning, who was present in court, to confirm that with me. I asked her to send me some documentation. She was able to show me some stuff on her phone. I don't physically have it yet. That being said, I'd respectfully request an adjournment, possibly 3 or 4 weeks.
It's April 2nd.
Yes.
I'll adjourn the matter April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, bond will continue. Court does call the case of the people versus Chiffon Hayes.
Commissioner Rice, on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Hayes. Your Honor, Ms. Hayes is not present in court. She is in Judge Perry's courtroom this morning, as she is the alleged victim on a domestic violence case, and Judge Perry has settlement conferences today. I did try to get in touch with Ms. Londy about this, but obviously she's out. I did confirm that.
Is there any objection from the people to an adjournment?
No, Your Honor.
Didn't mean to shortcut you, Miss.
No problem. That's easy.
Perny.
Thank you,
No,
Judge.
because you were going to go on for like hours, and I don't have to. No.
Thank you.
I'll adjourn the matter March 19, 2025, 9 a.m. or they're invited case. Thank you. Court does call the case, people versus Jessica Fox.
Commissioner Rice, on behalf of the people.
Jessica Fox. Not here. We'll issue an order to show cause. Court does call the case, the people versus Rick Artuso.
Commissioner Rice, on behalf of the people.
Very nice. Okay, got it. I see it. Artuso. No response. We've already issued orders to show cause. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear in both of these matters. Bond 5,000, 10%. Warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the people versus Monisha James.
Commissioner Rice, on behalf of the people.
Come on. What's your name?
Monisha James.
All right. Just 1 second, Miss James. James, you are before the court on charge of the complaint alleges that on or about October 23rd, 2024, at the location of Textile and Platte Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, it alleges that you did operate a motor vehicle on Platte Road while your driver's license was suspended, denied, and or revoked. Do you understand the nature of that charge, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. There's a second or subsequent offense notice which enhances the maximum penalties in this case. That this now is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration or $1,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right. So first question I have for you, ma'am, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
All right. It's a public defender case.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. James. We waive any further reading and stand mute to the charges, please, Your Honor.
That's what I read. Some-
Waive formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Just Is this a state case or a Pittsfield?
It looks like a state case, Your Honor.
It's a state case. I would indicate that, prior to setting it, I adjourned it out, but her license is currently valid.
Yes, sir.
So let me give a short adjournment. So I'll adjourn it to the 19th, 9 a.m. I will set her bond at a $5,000 personal recognizance bond, standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior, possession of weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so just go again.
Court does call the case of the People versus Manuel Cox.
People.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sam Bernstein here for Manuel Cox, who's on Zoom.
Sir,
Hello,
please
hello,
state your name.
Manuel Cox.
Thank you.
Your Honor, in this case, I think Ms. Foster Tucker had been discussing with Ms. Landy. So unfortunately, we don't have a resolution yet because Ms. Landy is unfortunately out. So I'm hoping for the briefest of adjournments to resolve it.
But I don't see an arraignment. You're,
In arraignment?
yeah, you have this set for an arraignment?
It is.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, formal reading.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then every way formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pre-trial in this matter be adjourned March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates, bond is set, given this charge, personal recognizance,
Thank you, Your Honor. And
$5,000 bond.
he does live out of state. He's a long distance truck driver based out of Arizona. This is like that's an issue. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Court does call the case, People versus Angela Walker.
Supervisor, we have people.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Sam Bernstein here for Ms. Walker.
Your name?
Angela Walker?
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I know Ms. Foster Tucker had been discussing this with Ms. Lonnie as well. And they had some back and forth by email. So perhaps the March 19th adjournment date, please.
She sent Sam here just to do this.
I'm not getting anything done this morning.
What? She sent Sam all the way down here, gave him no information, just said, go there and just. All right. March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. All right. Thank you.
And I would like to apologize for the last time I was here. I was very overwhelmed when I walked out, and I promise it won't happen again.
Yeah, I remember.
I know.
Your apology.
It was horrific the next day when I came to. I realized what I did.
Just realized. All right.
Yeah.
We all have bad moments, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Take care.
All right. You too. All right.
Swear in, Ms. Ida.
Yes, you may.
Good morning, Ms. Ida. Can you please raise your right hand to be sworn?
Good morning.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment, and to translate from English into Farsi and from Farsi into English in the manner now before the court? So help me God.
I do.
And good morning, Madam Interpreter.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Court does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Gholam Garbari.
Supervisor, on behalf of the people.
Hold on, Mr. Reiser. Go ahead, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor. سلام آقای قنبری، من اینجا هستم که برای شما ترجمه بکنم.
ممنون از شما.
خواهش میکنم.
Patricia Reiser, on behalf of the people.
Did you hear that, Madam Interpreter?
Yes, would you please complete, when you complete the sentence that I can, translate?
Okay.
Thank you.
Patricia Reiser on behalf of the people.
Okay. So این خانم هستن که الان رو کیس شما هستن، دارن خودشون رو معرفی میکنن اینجا.
بله خیلی ممنون.
Sam Bernstein for Mr. Ganbari.
و این آقام هستن که برای شما اومدن امروز.
And what are we doing on this case today?
که امروز برنامه چی هست روی این کیس که میخوان انجام بدن.
In a 3-for-3 for not getting anything done this morning, Your Honor, I'm hoping for a 2-week adjournment to continue speaking with Mr. Ganbari.
میخوان که بازم امروز رو عقب بندازن که وقت باشه که با شما بتونن صحبت بکنن.
باشه.
I will adjourn this matter to March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
وقت شد 19 مارچ ساعت 9 صبح.
باشه خیلی ممنون.
خواهش. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Okay, that's it. Then court will stand in recess.
please leave me a voicemail. If you need to call immediately, call 974-222-6970 during regular business. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Robin Nobles. I'm calling in regards to my pretrial set for today at 10 a.m. I'm trying to get a hold of Natalie Pate to discuss the details regarding that hearing. If you can give me a call back at 231-340-9027. Thank you so much. Bye. Can't say I didn't. Oh, God.
Waiting.
She definitely took it for it, yeah. No, that's right. I did what she. Yeah. I mean, she was so, it's just like the way she wanted to, I don't know what bubbly she was. Well, I mean, I had just seen her, I think she was in January sometime for Martial Pictures, like some, we sat there, all these, good job, was like, we should just go see. I mean, Wendy was there. And that was kind of the last time I saw her in real life, and she seemed fine.
Morning.
Oh, hi.
How are we doing?
And it's just, it's so terrible with her. She's so bad.
You got two weeks now?
Okay.
So I was first.
Right.
All rise. 14A District Court, County of Washington, State of Michigan is now back in session. The Honorable Judge Cedric Simpson presiding.
ABC. Court does call the case of People versus Michael Klustra.
That's you.
Mr. Reiser, yes.
Good morning, Your Honor. Uwe Dahl-Smith on behalf of Mr. Klustra, standing to my right. Mike, please state your name. Mike, we just obtained as a student appearance in the file, I believe. Thank you. We're looking for an adjournment of 3 weeks, if we may have it, to get discovery from the Public Defender's Office and then see what we have to work with.
During the matter, April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Judge, may I make a request about Mr. Klustra's testing regimen? The case is a THC only case. Nothing else was detected in Mr. Klustra's system. He does not drink. He's been testing 3 or 4 times since then. He does have a medical marijuana card. I have a copy of it here. It was renewed recently. So he is going to test positive for THC. I don't see the need for testing him for that if nothing else is ever showing up in his system.
Has he provided the medical marijuana card to community corrections?
Not yet. I have it here. I can send it over there. Oh, you did yesterday? Mr. Klustra tells me he tested yesterday and on that occasion provided the card to community corrections. I think right now the testing regimen is twice a week. Mr. Klustra lives in Canton. He does not drive.
He lives where?
In Canton.
That's not that far.
But he doesn't drive since the incident.
Okay.
If it could be reduced.
We'll need an amended order. I'll amend the order. I won't completely eliminate testing, but I'll do once per week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good, very good. Thank you very much.
Court does call the case of the people versus Logan Cyrus.
Mr. Reiser here.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Cyrus. Mr. Cyrus, please state your name for the record.
Logan Cyrus. Morning.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we're requesting an adjournment. We were hoping to have a resolution. However, I was unable to finalize that with Ms. Lundy. Mr. Cyrus is being held on some felonies. I think his next court date there is 3 weeks out. We'd ask for the 19th date if possible.
Without objection. March 19, 2025, 9 a.m. That'd be about right. Mr. Cyrus and I see each other about every 2 weeks, right? Like that, right? Okay, thank you, sir. Bond continue. Court calls the case, people versus Stephanie Hirsch.
Mr. Reiser here, people.
Albert, on behalf of Ms. Skip. Ms. Skip, please state your name for the record.
Stephanie Hirsch.
Oh.
Why are you upsetting Ms. Reiser? Why is he upsetting Ms. Reiser? Is he upsetting her?
Judge.
I'm just angry all the time.
No, oh, that is,
Your Honor,
that's so not true.
okay, I have that effect on people sometimes. Do we want to just adjourn?
Yeah, you're about having that effect on me. No, go ahead.
Your Honor, my understanding is that there was an offer made by Ms. Lundy that if the defendant completed 10 hours community service or wrote an essay regarding the effect on the community from the actions she took, yeah, the case would be dismissed. Mr. Burdell tells me that she completed 9.5 hours of community service and then also wrote an essay. He referred to it as a letter. I have not received those things. If I can just get those from Mr. Burdell, then I.
Well, the last time we were here, I think she had done part of the community service and we adjourned it so that she could complete the community service.
That was my understanding as well.
Yeah, so she's at 9.5, wasn't able to complete the community service, but she did write, it's about almost 2 pages, single spaced essay / letter. We can adjourn it out to Ms. Londy's here if that's what we do as well.
Okay, but March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Never mind. I'm going to quit asking questions. Court calls the case, people versus Charles Fridge.
Conrad Solar on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with it on behalf of Mr. Fridge, who's approaching the podium. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Charles Fridge.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in both of Mr. Fridge's matters and he will be pleading to MCL 257.326 in the case ending in 1130.
Okay.
And in exchange, count 1 will be dismissed, and then the case ending in 1106 will be dismissed in its entirety.
That is correct, Your Honor. So in case 1130, I move that count to CL 257.326.
Has he signed any advice of rights form?
He is not, Your Honor. I apologize.
Sign one. And may I have Mr. Fridge sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name.
Charles Fridge. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of allowing an ineligible driver to operate a motor vehicle. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $100 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
And understanding that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes.
Any question regarding those rights?
No, sir.
Look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights of everyone.
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, sir.
of your own free will
Yes, sir.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes, sir.
On the date of August 16, 2024, at location of Washtenaw near Gulfside, in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, did you have custody or control of a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Did you allow someone who was otherwise ineligible to operate that motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea in case 1 ending in 1130. 2 count 2, count 1 is dismissed, and the case ending in 1106 is dismissed. Anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No, sir.
Just briefly, Your Honor, I would ask the court maybe consider a time served sentence. Mr. Fridge has been in since February 22nd, or in the alternate for any fines and costs to be payable 60 days upon his release, after his release.
He's been in February 22nd?
Yes, February 22nd.
Fines and cost of $125. That's a minimum fees, and then 90 days defendant to serve. Well, defendant to serve 12 days. I'll give him credit for those 12 days. The balance is suspended. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls case People versus Anika Skib.
To rise on behalf of the people.
However, on behalf of Ms. Skibb, who is approaching the podium, Ms. Skibb, please introduce yourself to the court.
My name is Annika Skib.
Yes, I mispronounce it every time.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, today's the date and time set for pretrial and violation of bond. As to the, would the court prefer to address the bond violation first?
Hold on a second. Got it. Okay, go ahead.
Would the court prefer to address the bond violation first or the pretrial?
Bond violation.
So, Your Honor, at this time, Ms. Skibb is not going to contest the violation. She is going to admit the violation for drinking and testing positive on the silver link.
And Skib, why?
Your Honor, I'm very ashamed because this mistake was absolutely not indicative of the work I've been putting in the last few months, regularly attending meetings, and I'm very involved in the AA community in this area. I did an assessment by First Step Referral Services and was advised to complete inpatient treatment, and this is not at all acceptable, but the idea of having to be away from my son and the stress of this case on me, I allowed it to get to me. And when I messed up, I panicked, but I am currently at Dawn Farm.
Do I have the violation?
And it is the 90-day program, correct? Yeah, so she's in the gold standard, the big one.
Well, I'm looking for my copy of the. I may have it. Was it from?
February 20th.
No.
believe that's the date of the violation that I have. Whether the report is dated the 20th, yeah.
That's what I saw. How much were you drinking?
The day of the 20th, so the first day, I believe I had
The day of the 20th?
the day of the 20th is when I thought the report was sent from, Your Honor.
No, Ms. Gibb, have you seen the bond violation report?
I have not.
Have you had a chance to look at it? We discussed it, Judge, but we haven't.
Sorry, I was thinking about the 18th, Your Honor.
On the 18th,
Yes.
you blew a .12.
I had had 2 drinks. Was immediately after, I believe so. I had had, I believe, 2 drinks, possibly 3. I don't remember exactly.
Then immediately after that, basically through that was at 10:33 when you blew those numbers. And then basically into the early morning of the 19th, you missed your testing.
Correct.
Are you indicating to me on the 18th, you had 2 drinks?
No, Your Honor, I'm saying I don't remember how many. I believe it was 2 right before breathalyzing. I believe it was.
And then how many did you have after that?
Again, I don't know. Was a few drinks the next day as well.
What?
It was at least a few drinks the next day as well. I don't remember exactly how many, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I didn't measure.
Because then at 2 o'clock that next day, PM, you blow a .09.
Correct, Your Honor. Like I said, I panicked and I was drinking for the next day, so.
You kept not retesting as it's required. And then by 9 o'clock that night, you blew a .267. Mr. Allen. And you say now you're in treatment?
Yes, I'm currently at Dawn Farm and I was in jail for 6 days.
Anything else you want to say?
Your Honor, Ms. Skip has been very honest and open with me about this and about her problems with her drinking. She is like I said, she is at Dawn Farm. From my understanding, I believe it is going to be effective, and correct me if I'm wrong, eager to get back on track. She is deeply regretful and remorseful of her mistakes. She's been honest with me the whole time, and I don't believe she's tried to hide this at any point. But we are asking that, Your Honor, that she be allowed to return to Dawn Farm rather than the custody of the county today.
And then what will I do with her?
Your Honor, I suppose See what happens at Dawn Farm after 90 days. She is inpatient. It is inpatient, Judge, if that makes sense.
Do I have it?
I'm
Do
sorry.
you have proof of that?
We don't have any. Do you have the written documentation here right now?
I have, so I have documentation from the farm with me. I also signed a legal release of information to Mr. Bradell, on Monday when I was admitted. I also
Right
have,
now, I don't have anything.
I have a peer with me that's from the farm that is also with me. If possible, we can call the farm. Whatever proof is needed, I will be able to get to you today. I didn't realize that I needed more than the legal release of information.
Well, somehow or another, that information's got to get to me, but this, based upon the violation that I see, defendant's bond is revoked. I'm going to remand her to the Washington County Jail. I'll set it out 1 week during the sentencing and review that, but right now it's revoked. Defendant's remanded.
Understand.
They just took her. You got. Court does call the case of the people versus John Fulton.
Conrad Solar on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
No attorney. Your name, sir?
John Fulton.
No what? The PD's on this case?
I believe that's a different case they're on. I think 007 251 0079. The PD is appointed. I don't think he has.
What's the charge on that one?
Same charge, drove while license expired.
We only have one case for him today. On 240.
You show the PD on 240 also?
Yeah. Okay. That other case is set for March 19th.
The other case I have.
0079 is set for March 19th.
Okay. So.
Sorry, Your Honor.
We're showing that the PD is on this case also. It's certainly on the other case.
Yes, we have it on the other case, Your Honor. I apologize. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Mr. Fulton. We did not have that we were on this case, Your Honor. I would respectfully request a very brief adjournment so that could be put on the same docket on the other case. And I would also.
What? Go ahead.
Oh, I would also, sorry, I do apologize. Would the court be able to tell me if Mr. Fulton is being held on anything else other than these two misdemeanor matters?
Well, I don't know because this case, the bond was set by Judge Brown, I guess, doing the arraignments at $10. So he must be held. You're held on something else, sir?
Just I had driving with no license, and then I got robbery.
Yeah.
Robbery.
30,000 cash. I think it's on tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that means fine. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll adjourn this matter out. I'll leave his bond at the $10, but I'll adjourn this matter out to March 19, 2025, 9 a.m.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I hate to interrupt, and I know it's weird.
Well, no, you don't, but go ahead.
Looking at the ROA, it looks like he pled no contest on February 24th in front of Judge Barr. So this case has been.
No. What okay. A no contest plea on. I don't think it's no contest.
Okay.
And the only reason I say that is nothing is checked at the top. The only note I have is it says enter N period. I see it as a G and not a C.
Okay. Yeah, the ROA says pled nolo contendere cash bond set $10 rights form signs. So I'm not sure.
Well, no, so they need to correct that.
Yeah, I
Because
understand.
it's gotta be, let me just, I think it was a not guilty plea
Okay.
on the 24th, which is why this date then got set as a pretrial.
That
Had
makes
it been
sense.
a no contest plea, he would have either have been sentenced or he would have been set for next week on my sentencing docket.
Right.
So I think that's a G and not a C.
When I went for my pretrial, the judge did say that there was something out of Pittsfield Township for a ticket. And he was just gonna add it to this case. I don't know. I didn't know what that meant, so I just,
There was something else out of Pittsfield and he was gonna add it to this.
well, he said that I had something out of Pittsfield, a ticket out of Pittsfield.
Might be the one set for the,
Might be the other one set on the 19th,
that'd be my guess.
which is, then I don't understand why they set this one for the 5th. Not my doing. I have bad writing, but I'll talk to my colleague about G and C. They're kind of similar, but one's got a line. I'm just saying.
I have no comment.
Okay. No, because my penmanship is perfect. So.
So I'll be down to see it before the 19th. Sir.
Wow, man, here. So what I'm gonna do, sir, is I'm gonna set this case on the 19th with your other case.
Okay.
See if we can figure that out.
Okay.
All right, and then I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Robert, do you have the status of his license available? Let's get that out of the way right now.
It was suspended and then I
His
went,
license right now is expired.
Expired. Cool.
Yeah.
I went over.
It,
I wish my nose was tougher.
yeah. Renewal. Right, but right now it's expired. It looks to me like it might have expired back in 2018.
It did.
It did. It did. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Court does call the case, People versus Christopher Holt.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Holt. Mr. Holt, please state your name.
Christopher Holt.
Thank you, sir.
Cool.
Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment. I am waiting for the police report to come through.
All right. Adjourned at March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Or as your invite indicates. Bond will continue. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Holt.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Julius Gardner.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Gardner. Mr. Gardner, please state your name for the record.
Julius Gardner.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we have come to resolution. Mr. Gardner is going to plead no contest to operating while visibly impaired. And in exchange, count 1 will be dismissed. I did review the advice of rights form with him, and Ms. Pate is having him sign that currently at the podium.
That's correct, Your Honor. So I move that count 2 of operating while impaired. You accept that quickly, Mr. Real Attorney.
While we wait, the basis for the no contest plea.
Potential civil liability, Your Honor.
Let's have him sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name.
Julius Gardner. All right, sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead no contest to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $300 fine plus court costs. The court could order community service or any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary. The court could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand all of that, sir?
Yes.
Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes.
Two things about it. I have to make sure that you understand it. First of all, it means that you're not further desirous and wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Understand.
All right. Still wish to plead no contest?
Yes, I do.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
I do.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form. Do you have any questions regarding any of those rights?
Not at all.
All right. Please look at paragraph 5. You see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights contained on that form.
I do.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
No.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you in any way?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily? Sir, you need to look this way.
Say something to me.
Pardon?
Say something to me.
Okay. You're doing this voluntarily
Yes.
and of your own free will?
Yes.
All right. Court has counsel been provided Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 194485. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to, I'm going to refer him to probation for screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be March 26, 2025, 1 p.m. Bond with its conditions will continue. Well, hold on a second. Are you being held on something else?
Yeah.
He has a hearing on April 3rd with Judge Washington. He's being held on like $150,000 bond. He just resolved his felonies on Tuesday.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're getting credit on this. Do you have his bond at a PR on this case?
Yeah.
You do? You got a PR. All right. So what I'm going to do, since your next hearing before Judge Washington is what day?
April 3rd.
So he'll be in up until the time of sentencing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set your bond so that you get credit in this case for $1,000 cash surety. That way he'll get credit on the time that he spent it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Robin Nobles, 3 cases.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant
Riser on behalf of the people of the state of Michigan.
Sorry, Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Nobles, who is present via Zoom, I believe from Bear River Health. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Robin Nobles.
All right. Okay, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ultimately, I'm requesting a brief adjournment of all 3 matters. There is a offer in the 2 township cases that would resolve them that I do just need to speak further to my client about and get some documentation to have those be resolved. I believe she will still be in Bear River Health at that time. Is that correct, Ms. Nobles?
No, I'm currently graduated at 90 days completion.
Okay.
You did graduate?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
So
great.
Not at, so, okay, so where is she now?
I do not know. We were playing a bit of phone tag, which might be why the messages I left at Bear
Sorry.
River. So Ms. Nobles, later this afternoon, try calling the main office of the public defenders, ask for Natalie, and then we'll be able to have a conversation.
All right, so what I'll do is I'll adjourn these out to March 19th, and then at least that way you can see where you are on it. But, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
March 19th, 9 a.m. or where invite indicates. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nobles.
Thank
Court
you.
calls the case. Court calls the case, People versus Matthew Gibbons.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Gibbons, who is approaching the podium.
Your name, sir?
Matthew Gibbons.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. There was an offer extended in this matter, which I did discuss with my client. At this time, we're asking for an adjournment. He's being held on a felony matter, and my client would like to see what happens with this felony case before making a decision on this one. He's scheduled for a PCC tomorrow, however, so I'd ask for a 2 to 3 week adjournment.
During this matter, March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Jocelyn Satterfield.
Mr. Reiser, on behalf of People.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Satterfield. Ms. Satterfield, please state your name for the record.
Jocelyn Satterfield. There she is. All right. All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we have come to a resolution. Ms. Satterfield is going to plead to an added count of no operator's license on her person in exchange for a dismissal of count 1.
If I could just have a moment.
Yes.
Ms. Perry, I'm just going to assume that you worked that out with Ms. Lundy.
Yes, yes.
I apologize. This is a file that is based on a ticket, so I don't have notes on it, but I will accept your word there and we will proceed with the agreement.
Ms. Satterfield, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name again for the record, please.
Jocelyn Satterfield.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of no valid operator's license on person. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $100 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right, and to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Correct. Yes.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
Understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yeah.
And also because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes.
All right. November 25th, 2024, at the location of eastbound I-94 near State Street, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan. Were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, I was.
Did you get stopped by the police?
Yes, I did.
Did the police request a driver's license?
Yes.
And were you unable to give them a valid driver's license?
Valid, yes, but I did permit in hand. I remember having my permit. because I have a interlock in my car. So I was driving without that's what it basically was supposed to be, driving a car with an interlock. But he said, well, we'll change it to something else. So I took the plea that, I didn't have a valid driver's license and I wasn't supposed to have been driving a regular vehicle. Yep. But I wasn't drunk or drinking.
Just do it this way. The officer asked you to produce a driver's license, correct? Did the officer ask you for a driver's license?
Yes, he did.
And you were unable to produce a valid driver's license for the vehicle that you were operating. Is that correct?
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No.
Fines and costs of $250. I'll suspend 90 days in jail. When can you pay the $250, ma'am?
I'm just getting back to work. Maybe probably within like a month.
Pay it by April 15th, 2025.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good.
Court does call the case of the people versus Christopher Minor.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Future riser on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Minor. Mr. Minor, please state your name for the record when you get to the podium.
Christopher Charles Minor.
All right.
Your Honor, I know we've been here multiple times, but however, we are asking for another adjournment. Mr. Minor has 3 cases here. I have not been able to come to a resolution about the state case, and the Pittsfield Township cases kind of follow the state case. So we're asking for another adjournment. Mr. Minor is being held out of the circuit court with bond denied. So these cases aren't holding him. It's just Miss Lonnie and I gotta figure out what we're gonna do on the state case.
You want the 19th or the 2nd?
I'd ask for the 2nd if that's okay with the people in Your Honor. Again, he's being held and I don't anywhere.
April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. All right, thank you. Court does call the case people versus Cedric Simpson, no relation.
Future riser on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Simpson. General, I don't believe Mr. Simpson is present. I was unable to get in touch with him. I have no explanation for his failure to appear.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set at amount of $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege. That warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the people versus Garage Scott.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Scott, who is approaching. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Right.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm ultimately requesting an adjournment in this case. Mr. Scott is not being held on this matter. Is being held on another with his next date on that being March 13th. I would ask for an adjournment so I can have a full conversation about the offer and a potential further resolution of this case.
Well, his bond is denied.
That was the information I had, Your Honor, not on this case, on his phone.
So yes. Oh, they didn't give him a bond on that. Correct.
To my understanding, it
Because
is.
it's a violation. The other case.
the reasoning why I do not know.
So Your Honor, there's a new case. The allegation
There it
is of the 28th. The armed robbery case, his bond is denied, to my understanding, as well as Mr. Scott's on that case. He does not have a bond on this case, I do not believe.
So what happened with this other felony that I released him on? Because Mr. Scott was before me on the 20th. I was reluctant to release him. However, I released him, and then by the 28th, I got a new charge. It was bound over, so that's up top.
Yeah.
Okay. He sees Judge Slay tomorrow. So his bond's denied on that one case. This case, you want me to adjourn this 19th or 2nd?
The 19th would be plenty of time, Your Honor.
Adjourn this to March 19th, 2025. 9 a.m. And I'm going to change his bond on this case to $10,000 cash or surety bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Nathalie Mason.
Patricia Reiser, on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Mason. Ms. Mason, please state your name.
Ms. Mason?
You gotta.
I got it. I just unmuted. Nathalie Lucille Mason.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing on this?
Your Honor, there was a global resolution that was worked out with her felony that was reduced, another 15th District Court case. In these cases, one is not arraigned and one's in the pretrial stage. The agreement was that if she pled in her 15th District Court case, both the unarraigned case and the pretrial case would be dismissed. I checked our file and it looks like she has pled in the 15th District Court. So I don't know if I know Ms. Reiser's filling in. I don't know if she's prepared to do that today. But that was the agreement.
That is the agreement, and I do see that noted in the file, and I was just trying to confirm that she pled on everything she was supposed to plead on. I mean, it does look like she has. I know there was a delay because she was ill.
Right.
So we're prepared to proceed with.
Okay. So these cases will both be dismissed.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Cases are dismissed.
Thank
All right.
you, Judge Simpson.
You're welcome, Ms. Mason. You take care of yourself.
You too,
All
sir.
right. Okay. Court does call the case of the people versus Joseph Pinkston.
Patricia Reiser, on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Pinkston, who is approaching the podium. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Joseph Pinkston.
Thank you, Your Honor. I am also requesting adjournment in this matter. Mr. Pinkston has 2 pending felony matters, but they are in circuit court. He has had his first pretrial. His next pretrial in circuit court is this coming Monday, the 10th. I'm asking for an adjournment anytime after that date to resolve this case after his felonies have resolved.
March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay. Court does call the case of people versus Mohammed Diane.
Patricia Reiser, on behalf of the people.
Should be on mute now. Can you hear me? Yeah. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. Mohammed Diane?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So Diane, this is an arraignment. You are before the court on a 2-count complaint that alleges that on or about October 13th, 2023, location in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, state of Michigan, that you did commit an assault and battery upon a Michael Sabados, contrary to Michigan statutes. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Your Honor, I have not been notified nothing about none of this. I didn't get no court papers or none of that. I don't even know why I'm here. And I think y'all probably got the
Hey,
wrong person.
Mr. Diane, I'm trying to tell you, you're being arraigned on these charges.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, I've been in prison since April 30th of 2024. And, you know, I got other people in my family that got the same exact name too. So I think y'all got the wrong person.
What's your date
What
of
year?
birth?
9/21/97.
We've got the right person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not even been given no paperwork, talk to no.
Okay, but I need you to, I'm trying to do the arraignment. So
You said
do you
what day?
understand? Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, what did you say? What I'm being charged with?
2 counts of assault and or assault and battery.
Okay.
Okay. One of those occurred against a Michael Sabados. I'm not asking if you did it or not. I just need to know that you know what you're charged with. You understand that?
Yeah, I've heard the charges you read off. I'm saying, but what date was that assault that they're accusing me of doing?
October 13th, 2023.
Yeah, I don't even know nothing about none of that. But
Okay, I'm not asking about that. I'm just asking, do you understand what you're charged with?
yeah, I understand the charges, Your Honor.
Okay. Count 2 alleges that same offense of assault and or assault and battery against a Brooke Lasiti. You understand what you're charged with?
Yes, I understand what I'm charged with.
Okay. Both of those are misdemeanors punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And my first question to you is, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is a public defender case.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Diane, we would waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask for an adjourned pretrial date, please.
All right, defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, the court will enter a not guilty plea. This matter. I'll set the defendant's bond at a $1,000 10% bond since he's in custody at this point. Standard conditions including no assaultive behavior, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs, and no contact with the victims in the case, alleged victims in the case. And then I will adjourn this matter to April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m. All right. Thank you. Mr. Diane, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diane. I'll try to either set up a visit or send a message and we'll be in touch, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Court calls the cases of the people versus Shane Young.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsburgh Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Young. Mr. Young, when you approach the podium, can you state your name, please?
Shane Allen Young.
Okay. All right. What are we doing?
So, Your Honor, we adjourned these cases out to get proof of drug treatment over to Mr. Siller. However, I'm saying this for partially Mr. Young's sake as well. One of the cases arise after he did completed treatment. So we need to work something else out. I did not catch that, so it's partially my fault. So I'm asking for an adjournment. He is being held on I believe it's like a $25,000 bond on another case, so the other case is holding him. So that's where we're at.
Are you going to be able to, you think, accomplish everything by the 19th, or do you want the second?
I'd ask for the 19th, please.
All right. Matters adjourned to March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Both
Thank you.
cases. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's it for that block. All right. Court's in recess.
All right. Take a seat.
Supervisor, on behalf of the people.
I'm sorry.
Your name?
Oh,
You are-
Jason Williams.
Oh, I think you were muted when you said the name. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Williams.
Who's muted?
Yeah, I didn't get to.
No, don't be taking responsibility for Parody's mess. All right.
It is.
All right, what are we doing?
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Williams, as for the pretrial, we're asking for an adjournment for plea negotiations so I can speak with Miss Londy. And then there is a violation report that the court received as well.
Yes.
And to address that, so that Mr. Williams has missed a few tests. His reason being that he works at U-Haul. He works Monday through Thursday, 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. Every time he has called to test, it has been through those periods. Obviously, the court knows that community corrections is closed at 4:30 and he can't get there from Novi in time. He doesn't want to imply that his schedule is more important than his bond conditions, but he does need his job. He needs to keep working. He's both employed at U-Haul and works at Texas Roadhouse part-time on the weekends. He did tell me that if he went and tested today, he would test clean. He's also enrolled in outpatient treatment in Detroit. He is attending that every Friday. And he's testing once a month there, which I know is different than the time frame as his bond conditions here. So I'm asking the court to continue his bond. If the court wants him to test today, if he obviously can. And I don't.
He
I guess
he hasn't been testing, hasn't tested since his intake.
Right. Yes, he went right over. I believe he went over there after his arraignment, and then every time since has been working when his number has been called, or his color.
He's got to test. I mean,
Okay. That's no problem.
What's no problem?
For me to test, I was just wondering, like, since I work in Novi and I was talking to the Miss Kerr over there, she also mentioned it was a Novi place I could test that.
That's fine. But you have to sign and release it with community corrections.
Yes.
I have a problem with that, but I can't have all of these missed tests.
Oh, you won't, sir. And she told me that I had to speak with the judge in order for it to get changed. The test in Novi. And also,
you have to sign a release so that the testing center in Novi sends the reports to community corrections.
So I got to go to Novi and get a release form.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn this out to March 19, 2025, 9 a.m. Or as your invite indicate, I'll indicate defendant may test in Novi with results to community corrections.
Yes.
But if I get back here and there's another missed test, I'll probably have to get a new order. But if I have any more missed tests, I'm just sending.
Okay, you're not. Hey, sorry, one more thing. Is it possible when I test that could I do the oral swab for the drug test?
You're not in a position to ask for anything.
Okay.
Because I should be sending you today. It's only because of what Ms. Perony's indicated that I'm even giving you this opportunity.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Court calls the case People versus Frederick Warden.
Supervisor, on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Warden, who's here in person. Good. Mr. Warden, please state your name.
Frederick Warden. Thank you.
Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment. I have not been able to connect with Mr. Warden. I think we were playing a little bit of phone tag. So we just asked for the 19th date, if that's okay with the people in the court.
I don't have a problem with adjournment. It looks like there is a, maybe this is an old one. I just saw a community corrections report.
So I know there was one at the, I don't have an updated one. I know the last time we were here, and now it's escaping me the reason why, but Mr. Warden this court did require Mr. Warden to go over to community corrections and test at his last pretrial date, and those tests came back as negative. So that's maybe what.
What are you seeing? Because I don't.
I think it's what Ms. Perry is
Referring to.
I'm just wondering, are there, I don't see a note in my file about bond conditions. Is there a requirement for testing? Because the substance here was cocaine.
I would be surprised if there is not, but. Yeah, he's supposed to be testing at community corrections on case ending in 1625. Yes, it was signed on February 19th.
Thank you.
He was to test today and he's got 2 times per week. Are you doing that testing?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I will do is you guys have gotten your information together, but I'll do April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right. You're all set. Thank you, sir. Court calls case People versus Todd Allen.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Allen. Your Honor, Mr. Allen has given me permission to admit responsibility to double parking on his behalf.
So, Your Honor, I move to add count 2 of double parking, accept that admission, and move to dismiss the original charge.
And Ms. Perny, on behalf of your client, you admit responsibility to the fact that they double parked a motor vehicle in Pittsfield Township on November 28, 2024.
I do.
Court will accept that admission. Fines and cost of $180 and count 1 is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can that be paid?
He's asking for 4 weeks, Your Honor.
Of course he is. Pay it by April 4th, 2025. Court calls the case of the People versus, is it Zoe Brooks?
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Brooks. I don't see Ms. Brooks in the courtroom, Your Honor. I have not had contact.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
She's
I
here.
had to use a different account for the Zoom today. Sorry.
Oh, great. Well, I'm happy Ms. Brooks is here. However, we have not had contact, Your Honor. I maybe if the court could tell us the status of her license.
My license is valid as of last week.
It's valid. It's valid.
Say it again.
License is valid.
Yes, sir.
So, Ms. Brooks, the prosecutor has extended an offer to dismiss the misdemeanor against you if you admit responsibility to double parking, which is a civil infraction. Fine of $180 doesn't go on your criminal record. It does not go on your driving record.
Okay, that's fine. I also paid a bond of $500. Will it be taken out of that, or do I have to just provide another $180?
Hold on. You see 5. There is 500 in there.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm sorry, it's a third party.
It's a third-party poster. So you'll have to pay. It's a third-party poster. The bond's not in your name.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to pay the 180.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
All right. Hold on a second. Sir, and you're adding that, Mr.
Your Honor, I'm gonna move that count to double parking. If you accept that admission, we dismiss the original charge.
All right. And do you admit responsibility to the fact that on July 11th, 2021, Washtenaw Avenue, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and costs of $180. When can you get that paid?
I'll probably be up there next week. I'm trying to, you guys are my last court that I had to deal with, so I'll probably trying to get it out the way. So I'll probably be up there by no later than I say third. Nah, let's just do the week after, whatever. Not next week, but whatever the week after that is. It's fine, just to make sure. I don't want to be on the safe
Pay
side.
it by March 21st.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Those case people versus Christian Ramirez Fernandez.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Ramirez Fernandez. Mr. Ramirez Fernandez, can you please state your name for the record?
Christian Ramirez.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we have come to resolution. Mr. Ramirez is going to be pleading guilty to a reduced charge of operating while visibly impaired in exchange for a dismissal of count 1.
So Your Honor, move that count 2, operating while visibly impaired. If you accept that plea, move to dismiss the original charge.
Have you signed an advice of rights form, sir? Probably not.
What do you say? What do you say? I couldn't hear you.
Did you sign an advice of rights form?
No.
I did review it with him and provided him with
we
a
did,
copy,
but I
Your
didn't
Honor.
sign it.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Christian Ramirez.
Sir, this is court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $300 fine plus court costs. The court could order community service and any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary. The court could also order your vehicle immobilized. Court order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that?
I do, sir.
All right. And understanding that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, I do.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind?
I do.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form. Is that correct?
Yes.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
I do not.
You look on the podium, please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights, which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
I do.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
I do.
Are you on probation or parole?
I do not.
Okay. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce?
No.
Doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
Of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes.
On November 5th, 2024, at the location of Washtenaw Avenue, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
I did.
What did you have and how much?
2 shots of tequila. Last drink was at 9 p.m.
Okay. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I got stopped by the police.
All right. Why'd they stop you?
I was picking up my friends from the bar, and while my friends start walking home, so I park Spice Street Apartments, and while my friends got out of the car, trying to tell him to get in the car, so That's why, the police stopped us after that.
They stopped.
Yeah, they thought like it was a
All
party.
right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes,
And were you taken to the hospital or police station?
yes, I put the hospital.
Hospital, was there a blood draw?
Yes.
And do you know what the result of that blood draw were?
0.12. 0.12. Yeah.
Pardon?
120.
120. All right. Do you have any reason to dispute those blood test results?
No.
Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate the motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
No, but I know I did a mistake driving like that.
So, Mr. Ramirez, remember how we talked about this charge is saying that you drank alcohol, and when the cops arrived, you appeared intoxicated.
Yes.
Okay. So do you believe that your ability to operate the motor vehicle was visibly impaired, meaning somebody else would have been able to notice
Yes,
that
I do.
about you?
Yes,
You
I
do?
do. Yes.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendants referred to Von Schwartz for an alcohol screening assessment, and the victim's impact panel sentencing in this matter will be April 9th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond with its conditions will continue. All right, sir, stop down the hallway at probation, check in there, okay? Let them know that you entered a plea.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Ava Tompkins.
Mr. Reiser, on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Tompkins, who should be present via Zoom.
Yeah, I'm here.
There she is. All right, state your name, please.
Ava Tompkins.
Your Honor, I'm respectfully requesting, I believe, just a very brief final adjournment. I have discussed this briefly with Ms. Londi. I know she's out sick this week, so I believe we will be able to resolve this matter at the next pretrial.
March 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued. All right. Thank you, Ms. Tompkins.
Thank
you, Your Honor.
Court calls case of the people versus Crystal Turner Ned.
Mr. Reiser, on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Turner Ned, who is present via Zoom. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Crystal Turner Ned.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, Your Honor, there is a resolution in this matter that I worked out on speaking with Ms. Londi, which that Ms. Londi would be allowing Ms. Turner Ned to admit responsibility to the civil infraction of failing to stop, and the misdemeanor license charge would be dismissed.
The failing to stop an assured clear distance.
Yes, the civil infraction. Yes, Your Honor.
Get my fines in. Okay. Is that a correct statement, Ms. Ryan?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
What are you talking? Okay. All right, Ms. Turner Ned, do you, just looking here. Yes. Do you admit responsibility to the fact that on January 18th, 2024, at the location of westbound I-94 near Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that in operating a motor vehicle, you failed to stop in a shared clear distance?
Yes, sir.
All right. Court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and costs of $120. When can you get that paid?
And I have until the 3rd of April. I'm the caregiver for my family. And I just need, well, that's when my husband get paid on the 3rd. So
Pay it by April 4th.
Thank you.
2025.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yep, take care.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Your Honor. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Court calls the case People versus Natasha Almos.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Almos in the case ending in 1426, which is set for pretrial and expecting appointment on the other matter.
Ms. Almos?
Hi, Natasha Almos. I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Gotcha. Okay. It's almost, I'll start with the case ending in 250092. You're here for arraignment. And it's a 2-count complaint. Actually, a 3-count complaint. The complaint alleges that on or about October 5th, 2024, location of Gulfside Road and Washtenaw Avenue, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you operated a motor vehicle while intoxicated with occupants less than 16.
Correct.
Do you understand the nature of that charge, ma'am?
If you could explain it to me a little bit more, I'd appreciate that.
All right. What that charge indicates is that you did operate a motor vehicle upon Gulfside and Washtenaw Avenue, and that Camilla Penley and or is it Julia's almost, that they were persons less than 16 years of age were occupying the vehicle at the time that you were driving that vehicle while intoxicated. Does that make sense to you?
It does make sense. The only thing is only
Hey,
my
hold
daughter.
on, ma'am.
Say anything about the case.
Ma'am,
I'm sorry.
I'm not here to ask whether or not you did it.
Okay.
I don't need to know your position necessarily on the charges.
Okay.
What I'm indicating, what I'm asking you is, do you understand what you are charged with?
Yes. Yes.
All right. That is a misdemeanor punishable by a fine between $200 to $1,000, not more than 1 year in jail, 30 to 90 days community service, or both. You could also be ordered to pay the costs of the prosecution, could be ordered to any rehabilitative programs, and could be required to reimburse for any emergency governmental services and or expenses, including your prosecution in this case. Your vehicle is also subject to forfeiture and or immobilization. You understand that those are the maximum penalties, ma'am?
Yes.
Count 2 alleges the offense of child abuse in the 4th degree, alleging that you did knowingly and intentionally commit the following acts, which is driving while intoxicated with a minor child in the motor vehicle, and that those posed an unreasonable risk of harm or physical injury to the child. Do you understand what you're charged with in regard to child abuse 4th degree?
Yes.
That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year or probation up to 5 years. Do you understand the maximum penalties?
Yes.
Count 3 is the same charge of child abuse in the 4th degree, which you said you understood. You understand that?
Yes.
That's also, as I've indicated, a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year or probation up to 5 years. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
First question I have for you is, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
This is a public defender case.
Yes.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Almos, I would waive any further reading, stand mute, ask for a PR bond as well as an adjourned pretrial date. And not to speak too soon, Your Honor, but I would ask for the April 2nd date for both cases, if Your Honor would allow.
Got it. Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, the court will enter a not guilty plea. Alleged BAC and
Your Honor, in this matter, the alleged BAC was 0.186. The PBT on scene was 0.237, notably. The lab results also indicated presence of THC 3.3 nanograms.
Got it.
We are asking for a scram tether.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. All right. Set the defendant's bond at a $10,000. Oh, no, I'm sorry, a $20,000 personal recognizance bond. I will order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior and no possession of any weapons. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
There's also to be no possession of any or consumption of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. You understand that?
Yes.
I'm also going to order that you are to report to the Department of Community Corrections for placement on a scram tether. You are to do that within 24 hours. I will be signing the order momentarily for you to report there. You understand that?
What is a scram tether?
It's a tether that will monitor whether or not you are using any alcohol at any given point in time.
Okay.
I'm also going to order, as part of that, you'll be on a scram tether. And then because of the THC in your system, do you have a medical marijuana card?
I do not.
I'm also going to order urine tests be performed 1 time per week. So I've signed that order,
Okay.
right? I will adjourn both of these matters to April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case, People versus Caleb Whaley.
Hello,
State your name.
my name is Caleb Whaley.
The citation alleges that on or about January 26, 2025, southbound US 23 in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you operated a motor vehicle without proper insurance or security. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court custody. You understand that, sir?
I do understand that.
All right. First question I have for you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney on this case?
Would that make this longer than today?
I don't know how to answer that.
I apologize.
All I can tell you is that there may be certain advantages in terms of a deal that you might be able to reach regarding these cases that will have less long-term consequences for you.
Yes, I would like to be represented by an attorney.
Public defender case.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Whaley. Your Honor, we waive formal reading and stand mute to the charges, please.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. The court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m. I'll order standard conditions, including no assault behavior or possession of any weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or illegal drug use.
Your Honor,
Set
if
his
I
bond
may,
at a $5,000 personal recognizance. Yes.
Mr. Whaley lives out of state, so I'm in Ohio. I'm just asking for permission for him to remain there.
Yeah, he can stay. If he wants to, he can stay. That's his business.
I have
No.
a question. I have a question. If I talk about it today, could I get it resolved today?
That's not likely to happen.
Okay.
All right. So I'll adjourn it to April 2nd, talk with your attorney, and then maybe there's a resolution that can come from it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case, People versus Jose Perez or Ramirez.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township in both cases.
See, they are not present. These were show causes for their failure to appear for arraignment. Bench warrants will issue for the defendant's failure to appear in each of these cases. Bond will be set in the amount of $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege. Those warrants will issue immediately.
next few cases require a Spanish interpreter. Can I have a swearing Ms. Maggie?
Yes, you may.
Good morning, Maggie. Are
Good
we set
morning.
for proceedings?
I'm ready to
Thank
see.
you, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment, and to translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English in the manner now before the court, so help you God?
Thank you. I do. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And good morning, Maggie. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
I'm glad.
Does call the case of the people of Pittsfield Township versus Odalia Lopez.
Llamamos el caso de el pueblo de Pittsfield contra Odalia López.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brad Thompson appearing on behalf of the defendant.
Buenos días, Su Señoría Brett Thompson, compareciendo a nombre de la defendida.
Conrad Siller for Pittsfield Township.
Conrad Siller, a nombre del pueblo de Pittsfield.
All right. And what are we doing today?
¿Y qué es lo que estamos haciendo el día de hoy?
We've reached an agreement where the defendant is going to plead to double parking.
Hemos logrado un acuerdo en el que la defendida está de acuerdo a declararse por estacionar en doble línea.
I am fluent in Spanish, and I've also reviewed the advice of rights and printed it out for her in Spanish language, reviewed it with her, and she's willing to accept the plea agreement today.
Yo hablo español con fluidez y ya hemos repasado la notificación de derechos. Yo la imprimí y también ella pudo leerla y la conversamos y ella está dispuesta a aceptar la oferta el día de hoy.
That is correct, Your Honor. So
Es
I
correcto, Su
added,
Señoría.
I would add count 2 of double parking, accept that admission, and move to dismiss the original charge.
Si yo estaría agregando el cargo de doble estacionamiento o estacionamiento paralelo y desestimaríamos el cargo original.
Ms. Lopez, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on December 16th, 2024, Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Señora, ¿admite usted que el 16 de diciembre del 2024, usted en la Carpenter Road, en el pueblo de Pittsfield, usted estacionó en doble línea?
Sí.
Yes.
Court will accept that admission of responsibility. Count 2, count 1 is dismissed.
El tribunal aceptará esa aceptación de responsabilidad de el cargo número 2, el cargo número 1 se desestima.
Fines and cost of $180. When can you pay that?
Multas y costos por $180. ¿Cuánto puede pagarlo?
Before March 24th.
Antes del 24 de marzo.
Pay it by March 31st, 2025.
Páguelo a más tardar el 21 de marzo del 2025.
All right. Thank you, folks.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Thank you, Honor. Thank you, interpreter, and thank you, Attorney Siller.
Gracias a su señoría y la intérprete. My pleasure.
Okay, we got a couple more here. Ready? Court
Yes,
does call the case of the people versus Melvin Diaz Calderon.
El tribunal llama el caso del pueblo contra Melvin Díaz Calderón.
Patricia Reiser on behalf of the people.
Patricia Reiser a nombre del pueblo.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Diaz Calderon, who is present via Zoom. Sir, can you please state your name for the court?
Defensora pública asistente Natalie Payne, compareciendo por el defendido que aparece por Zoom. Señor, ¿puede decir su nombre, por favor?
Hola, mi nombre es Melvin Wilmer Díaz Calderón.
Hello, good morning. My name is Melvin Díaz Calderon.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just yesterday, I was able to receive some documentation from my client that I did send over to Ms. Londi. However, I do believe the people would need some time to review that. I would be asking for an adjournment of this pretrial.
Bueno, su señoría, justo ayer pude recibir documentación de mi cliente, la cual documentación que le envié a la señorita Landy. Sin embargo, supongo que el pueblo va a necesitar tiempo para revisarlo, por lo cual estoy solicitando un aplazamiento.
I will adjourn this to April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Entonces, aplazamos este caso para el 2 de abril del 2025 a las 9 a.m.
Bond will continue with its conditions.
Se continúa con la misma fianza y condiciones.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, sir. We'll
Gracias.
be in touch again.
Estaremos en contacto.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of the people of Pittsfield Township versus David Reyes Perez.
El tribunal llama el caso del pueblo de Pittsfield contra David Reyes Pérez.
Conrad Siller for Pittsfield Township.
Conrad Siller, a nombre del pueblo de Pittsfield.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Perez.
Buenas tardes, defensora pública asistente Lauren Perny, a nombre del señor Pérez.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Mi nombre es David Pérez.
My name is...
Quisiera que me repitiera la pregunta, no logré escuchar.
My name is David Perez. Can you repeat the question? I was not able to hear.
There was no question for you, sir.
No se le hizo ninguna pregunta a usted, señor.
Okay.
Your Honor, we are asking for an adjournment of this pretrial. Mr. Perez is working on getting his license.
Su señoría, estamos solicitando posponer esta cita preparatoria porque el señor Pérez está tratando de conseguir su licencia.
We'll adjourn it to April 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates.
Entonces, posponemos este caso para el 2 de abril del 2025 a las 9 a.m. o según lo indique la invitación que reciba.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Linda tarde.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Is that it for me? Maggie, thank you.
Thank you,
As
Your
usual,
Honor.
beautiful job.
Thank you, Your Honor. Really appreciate it. Nice seeing you. Have a good day.
Good seeing you. Take care. Court stands in recess.
Gotta go, Jet.